show them ఒక వీడియో అప్‌లోడ్ అయినాక కిందికెళ్ళి ఒక వీడియో అప్‌లోడ్ అయిన చలో పెట్టు టీవీలో చూద్దాం అని చేస్తా. Usually so as, you're saying Vishal, right? Your mom is your hardest critic, my dad is my hardest critic, right? So he'll be like, "ఈ క్లిప్ బాలే. ఇది బాలే. ఇది ముందుండాలి. ఇది తర్వాత ఉండాలి." He'll give me like at least 5 to 10 corrections in one video. When I think it's like, "Oh, everything is good. Let's watch it." ఇంకో 5 to 10 చూపిస్తాడు. Like, no, అర్థం కాదు ఇది. See, you are thinking, like he'll tell me, right? You're thinking about it from a videographer, so that's a good angle for you. But when I'm watching it as a public person or an outside person, I'll be like, why is this before this? Why is this before that? ఇదేం యాంగిల్ అక్కడ మొహం చూపియాలి కదా అనేసి. So I've had, a few critics from my dad every time he tells me. And, I mean, sometimes we fight over it, like, no, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. In videographer, but so I take all his suggestions and then I try to implement them.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Telugu Saga. Today's topic is about how to know your side hustle and how can you start one. To talk about this, Priyatham has come on board to the Telugu Saga and he's been working in the IT field. He's super enthusiastic about cinema photography, making videos for occasions that he started his own company or side hustle, if you will. It's called High Videography. In this episode, we would like to dive in and find out what are the key factors that helps us choose our side hustle because we don't always end up liking what we do full time. Welcome, Priyatham.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hey Sai, hey Vishal. Thanks for having me.
Hey Priyatham, how's it going?
Going good. It's going good.
Yeah, glad you're able to come on. Thank you for doing that. So, and let's start off with the main question here. How did you find out that this was it? Like, you just like one day wake up and you're like, I'm just gonna start making videos. Is that how it worked?
No, I think it's something that I had an interest in previously too, right? I've been always kind of enthusiastic in the whole cinema idea and like videos idea and stuff. Most of us, get onto YouTube and watch these funny videos, funny things, and then I thought like, why can't we do that? Why can't I do that? What's stopping us, right? So that's where it kind of all started. And then, I dug into it in the beginning. I'll make some small music videos here and there with my little phone and tried that. And then after that, I wanted to get into it more professionally. But more to your question, right, Vishal, how did I know that was it? It's something, everybody has something that they love to do, right? That it doesn't matter how much time it takes. They're willing to stay up all night for it. They're willing to put so much time and effort into it, whatever it is. And that can be a side hustle, right? I had many friends who told me, hey, I like doing this, but this doesn't translate to something that I can get money from, right? It doesn't have to be that. Side hustle doesn't generally have to be something that funds money. It could be something you do on your side, right? Hence the name. It could be like, for example, some people love reading and writing, right? For example, that can be something they do. And what I tell people most of the time is that anything you do for a passion, there's some kind of way to get something out of it, right? Not only for your mental happiness, but also monetary as well. So luckily, I mean, videography and kind of events and as Sai was saying, right, kind of flow hand in hand and all that. I mean, I don't do it for the money anyway, but do it for the passion. And, it's something kind of escape my 9 to 5 job, right? After that, what's something that I can give to myself? And more around the side hustle is like what we can give back to people, right? It's not only about me, what I do for my happiness, but can I do it for the public? Can I motivate other people? Can I make people happy? Things like that, right? And that's why I kind of got into this whole videography, photography thing, because, capturing people's moments were something that I thought were most valuable, right? People have, weddings or different events and you do it once and, you remember it for the rest of your life, right? Now, how awesome would it be if we could capture their moments for them and, make them happy, right? They'll always be able to remember us. It feels like we're giving something back to them. So that whole idea really intrigued me. And I was like, why not? And every day is a learning process in this field. There's so many people that do this kind of stuff. It's not really just me or something, but there's so many people that do it, and it's a great thing to do, and I'm glad I've discovered it early.
Having done this for such a long time, I'm sure your name comes up all over Texas. And it's also nice to have someone to take pictures and do what you do, because you know how our people are, right? Like
Oh yeah.
every month ఒక festival ఉంటుంది.
తప్పకుండా.
And even within the family, there's like birthdays, events, and all our moms, are really happy if ఒక్కలన్నా మంచి ఫోటో తీస్తే నాకు ఆ వాట్సాప్ డిపిలో పెట్టుకుంటే అది చాలు వాళ్ళకి ఆ తృప్తి. And having done, one small event, like వాళ్ళ సంతోషం, "ఓ ఎవరు తీశాడు ఇది? వాళ్ళ పేరు కావాలి. ఎలా తీశావు?" And they start asking questions. ఆ థ్రిల్ వేరే ఉంటది. So how what was your, big aha moment or big moment that you felt really proud you made it?
Yeah, no, so I mean, Texas on the Vinpia Peru, maybe Dallas say, Madhubadala various states. So I've gotten calls from different states to call and be like, hey, can you come shoot our house? Or hey, can you come shoot our event or whatever, right? And I think that's a really good moment when you see it's not only somebody that but outsiders are looking in, and they want what you want, right? I've had some clients who say, hey, chala ba chesao, we really love it, chala happy going, and to hear that, I put aside all the hard work put into editing, all the hours of probably lost sleep just to make that one highlight for them. If they're happy, that's it. So aha moments అవుతూనే ఉంటుంటాయి, రోజు అట్లనే ఉంటుంటాయి, మరి ఎక్కువ కూడా అవ్వవు. But there's always the pros and the cons to things, right? As you guys know, right? So but the people who have definitely loved our work, that definitely motivates me, to do more and more. And కొన్నిసార్లు బ్యాక్ టు బ్యాక్స్ అవుతుంటాయి, రైట్? ఇవాళ రాత్రి ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, రేపు పొద్దున ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. And sometimes I can be a little selfish and say, man, no, I want to sleep in tomorrow morning. I need my tired. I need my rest. But I try to, do as much as I can and all that, to make people happy and all that.
That's pretty cool, Priyatham. I think one thing that you clarified is like when you want to do like a business or side hustle, right? There is a clear difference between your work and then this, right? Because your work, you're most likely getting paid, but here there is like a chance, like a 50-50 chance, right? You may or may not. And I think if you break that barrier of, oh, like, why do I have to be commercial? Why can't I just do this for passion? And I think that's why a lot of people they like kind of hesitate to kind of move forward and do these type of things, but they don't realize they actually get recognition around them, or they perfect this like one skill, right? And I think that skill building is where all these things start off from. I think that's a great stepping stone.
Yeah, no, I mean, the people do it for passion. I respect that too, right? There's some
Yeah.
people, wildlife photographers, or people who go and shoot pictures of just random things, and they just keep it on their page or keep it with themselves, more or less, right? And that's their thing. Some people want to do it for themselves. Some people want to do it for others, right? It's not purely just to do it for others too, but it helps, gain the skills, as you were saying, right? I see it as more of a networking opportunity as well, right? So you meet these people, right? Let's say you go to an event, you meet 3 people at the event who hosted the event. ఆ 3 నుంచి ఇంకో ముగ్గురు, ఇదేదో టాగర్ స్టైల్ ఉంటుంది కదా. So it multiplies, right? And if you do a good job, your clients are more likely to tell the other clients too, right? So అది network తో build అయిపోతుంది. I think that network is very, very beneficial, because in beginning start just trying to get everybody's network and all that, and it helped me in some other ways too, right? So I definitely take that as a very important thing, right? ఏదో ఎల్లాము ఇప్పుడు కొంతమంది వెళ్తారు, they just go shoot, come back, it's like, all right, I'm done, whatever, give me my money, I'm done. మనకి అది కూడా కాదు, వాళ్ళకి ఏదైనా ఈవెంట్ అవుతే అది మా ఫ్యామిలీ ఈవెంట్ లాగా, I'm part of the event, right? So if I go to a wedding and stuff, I don't just go the day of. Even if I have to pay my own money, I'll try to go the day before. And I'll still be with the family, see what they're kind of all about, get that whole feel into it. And then, maname oka family member laga ayipotam. Like it's a memorable thing for them too, right? So I try to do that, and that really helps build networks, because ultimately, it's not about what you know these days, but it's about who you know. So I take those things very personally too.
Right. I definitely got the vibe because when you first reached out to us, Sai was telling me, hey, there's this guy named Priyatham out here who's reached out to us. And I'm like, wow, like there are actually people like this. Like it's pretty rare to find. So it was nice that, you reached out to us. But when you're starting a business or a side, like, side hustle, like, what made it easy for you? Was it just the network that you had, or was it just you had to put out some videos first in order to get attention?
Asalo beginning lo, I had to do some things for free, non-paid, right? Just to get the exposure out there. I would just say, hey, can I just come and shoot it? You don't have to pay me. You don't just pretend I'm not there, Avanni create చేసుకోవాలి, ఒక base start చేసుకోవాలంటే, right? Because it's not even like the company thing, but it's about what you can do, right? You want to show 10 people like, hey, I made this, I can make something for you too. ఆ trust అనేది ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, right? So network also is very important too. A lot of family, friends, right? Their support and helping and these kind of things always help. Of course, my family support too. A lot of people very fortunate because a lot of people, they don't have that ability to go out, maybe because family will say no or some other maybe financial restrictions, whatever it is, right? So very blessed to have that in the manner to have my friends support me and all that. And my friends who got similar interests, undapatti, we were all able to kind of combine heads and do something together too. So that support is definitely very important. And you have to kind of put yourself out there first, do a few things, not just for the money, do it for yourself and try to build a name out of it. Because see, if you're hosting an event, you're only going to trust me if you can see a good video, right? It's in all seriousness. I can't say I have no videos, but trust me, I'm really good at this, right? So atla.
So basically, నీకంటే ఒక ప్రొఫైల్ అంటే reputation create చేసాక, you wanted to move forward. Yes, I got it.
Definitely. Yeah. I had to do that first, and developing a team, right? Who's on my team, who's going to be doing what. Adita Cheskodamu is very important too.
To summarize how you started, నీకు ఒక స్కిల్ ఉందని నువ్వు గుర్తించావు, and did other people play a role in recognizing that too, and that's how you got started?
Yeah, I mean, so skill వచ్చిందని అది నేను ఫస్ట్ స్కిల్లే అనుకోలే. ఏవో ఇది ఇస్తున్నాం, we're putting something together, making it, and it's all that. No, when I put like my first music videos, they're very, very rookie videos, right? You probably see the 7th graders on YouTube making these videos and all that stuff. But కొంతమంది చెప్పారు like, hey, this is really cool, like the way you think and all that. I was like, okay, Anesi, but I still wanted to learn more. I would find myself, in the nights watching other people's videos and watching other people's things. What are they doing? What am I doing? And all that. And, helping people make small, short, kind of clips and all that kind of stuff. So, of course, nenu gurtichukodam, I don't put that as a main thing, right? I don't want to think I know how to do this. I know how to do this because that's the stopping point of me learning. I always say, what more can I learn? What more can I learn? And okay, I shoot with other photographers too. And, I say like, what can I do better? This is what I'm doing. What can I do better? And each time, every time I go to an event or something, I'm always learning one thing. And it always helps. So అది నేను టాలెంట్ అని కూడా నేను అనుకోను, ఎందుకంటే I've been able to spread whatever I learned to few people and are in the process of training them now too. So ఇది రాకెట్ సైన్స్ అనేది ఏం కాదు, ఏదో రూబిక్స్ క్యూబ్ చెస్ ఆడేసి అది ఇన్బిల్ట్ బర్త్ టాలెంట్ అన్నట్టు. It's nothing like that. Everything, I believe everybody can learn everything if they really want to put their mind to it, right? Anybody can become whatever they want to be. It's just a matter of you have that interest and passion towards it, and then you do it.
So you had passion for it, you did it, and even though it turned out to be rookie videos, this was a way to test out the waters, and you focused more on quantity at first, and now you're focused more on quality. Is that
exactly? Yeah. So the difference between them is I took a lot on to show what I can do. And I do do a lot of events now too, but I'm more focused on the preciseness and the quality of it, because I think that's more important, right? But we want to make the best ones for you guys to remember us by. And as I said, right, a big industry, so many people road called photo listuntaru ippudu, so it's not really about competition, but I've learned, right, that people have to work together. You have to learn a lot, right? So I've tried to contact other people. I don't want to say my rivals or something, but other people who are in Dallas too that do this kind of stuff. I've learned to team up with them too and say, hey, like, take me along with one of your days. I won't come and do anything there. I just want to see you do things. I just want to learn like that. So I'm big on the learning aspect of things. It's not even about na company, na event, annattu kuda em ledhu ikkada. There's no, that doesn't matter at the end. While chestuna event, are they happy? Have they received what they wanted? Have they made a memory? That's all that's important at the end of the day.
And it really shows. You reached out to us a couple of months ago because we were posting some video content on our Instagram page,
I loved
and
it. Yeah.
you wanted to
The
collab.
channel, there's a channel like this. What?
Yeah, and here we are, with
Yeah.
your own.
నేను ఎప్పుడు అనుకో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు lot of people are detached from the Telugu culture back home and all that, కాల్ చేసి అమ్మ తాతయ్యకి హే వాట్స్ అప్ వాళ్ళకి ఒకటి అర్థం కాదు మనం చెప్పేది వాళ్ళకి అర్థం కాదు but there are a lot of people who speak the language. We have to be able to connect with our culture. It's something very proud to us, right? చాలా మంది అనుకుంటారు ఇది అది అని, but the culture is something that we have to relate to. Of course మనం ఇక్కడ పుట్టి పెరిగాము, we're born and brought up here, so we have that exposure to American culture, but that doesn't mean we forget who we really are. And when I saw this page, it's like, God, there's people that do this. This is fantastic. I had a lot of respect for both of you, putting this together and putting all of these things together, interviewing different people, different backgrounds, and bringing the community. So I really, really hope we can grow this into something big and go to big events too, right? Like what do you have those? Tana, Nata, Bata, Ata, whatever all those things are, right? I really oka chinna booth petkoni Telugu saga an pettukonte, oh yeah, you guys you had to get to that level, right? So I definitely know that you guys will. I'm just happy that I'm in the part where you guys are slowly growing, so I can also be like, hey, I knew them when they had only 500 people following them. They got 2.5 million now. So but yeah.
You're too kind, man. Thank you for all that.
No.
Thank you, man.
Just so our audience get familiar with the process that you go through for the clients, do people reach out to you, or you reach out to people and you fix a date and you talk about the occasion where you come in and help shoot either pictures or videos, and then you guys talk about it? You either go to the location, they let you know, hey, this is the setting, idi ila kavali, ala kavali. Can you walk us through the process?
Yeah. So most of the time it's them reaching out to us, right? Because now there's not a public maybe place where people are saying, oh, I'm doing this event. There are different apps where you can go and register, and then you can see all the events. But adi for full timers morely, right? If they want more things. But manaki entante, we just want to get something once in a while kada. So when people reach out to me, I usually talk to them, right? I schedule kind of a call with them and just talk to them, get to know what they're doing, and what event is it, what are they looking for. Usually call అయిపోయినాక ఏం చేస్తా అంటే I send my old videos, right? If they're doing a housewarming, I'll send a few of my videos. If they want a wedding, I'll send a few of my videos. Say, మేము ఇలా తీస్తాము, this is how we do it. Is this something you like? Is there something different you want to see, right? Money, I bring it at the end of it. కొంతమంది అడుగుతారు మనీ ఎంత చార్జ్ చేస్తారు, డైరెక్ట్ కాల్ ఇస్తారు, ఎంత చార్జ్ చేస్తారు అని అడుగుతారు. It depends on what you want, right? I don't want to put it that way, but మాట్లాడతాం, and then I'll have them send pictures when they're making all the arrangements and all that, because I want to know how much light and all that stuff. I'll tell them in this, and కొన్నిసార్లు వెళ్ళి డెకరేషన్ మార్చే టైం కూడా వచ్చింది మాకు, ఇది ఇక్కడ జరపండి, what I mean. So after I do that, obviously we schedule the date of the event, right? We'll go and schedule it with them, and we'll do all that with them, and have a good time. And then after that, I won't bother them that day because they're always super crowded and stuff. But after that, I'll talk to them and be like, hey, this is what we have. What do you want to do? And I give the choice to my clients on what kind of video they want, the song they choose, everything. It's completely up to them. I want them to be about them, right? ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక వీడియో చేసేసి నేను చిరంజీవి పాట పెడతాను మీరు చెప్తే నేను హే కాదు నేను నాగార్జున పాట పెడతాను. It can't be like that, right? It's what they want. And I give them other options too, right? So చేసాక once we make the video and all that, I'll give it to them. And then if they're happy, all the revisions are done, then they can give me the money, whatever we discussed before. And then we're good. And then usually అంత మంచిగా అయినాక మా చిన్న రివ్యూ రాయండి మా వెబ్సైట్లో వెళ్ళేసి అని చిన్నగా ఒక మెసేజ్ పంపిస్తాం. They'll write a review and then we're good. But that's about it. It's a pretty simple process. It's not too much, but personally, me, which you probably can tell, I like more interaction, right? I like to talk to them. If they're in Dallas and it's a very big event, I go and meet them like a week before or 2 weeks before too. I'll go sit them and be like, okay, what are we talking? What do we want to do? Because I think that really helps people, right, understand where you're coming from. It's not like, okay, I'll come on the event, I'll never see you after that again. It's not like that, but again, to the point, like a family.
ఎంత కాదన్నా ఇలాంటి ఫీల్డ్లో చేస్తున్నప్పుడు there's always ups and downs కదా. You get some bitter experiences with people, and I think one of the biggest challenges is the communication aspect, because you guys talk on one thing and then on the day of the event there is differences of what they want, right? When was your major breakthrough with these clients? When did you feel like, wow, this is great, like this is something great that I did?
Yeah, I mean, so as you said, right, ups and downs untai. I've had some tough experiences too, right, where they're so upset because oka angle lo diyaledi inko angle lo disanu anesi or something like that, right? And sometimes there's no answer you can give them, right? There's like, I can't, we can't recreate the moment, right? So what can we do and all that? Our time lo we do the best we can, but definitely to your point, we've had ups and downs. Ups ఉన్నప్పుడు take what you can learn and then go on. Downs ఉన్నప్పుడు what did you do wrong? How can I improve? And చూసుకొని చేయడం. There's a lot of difference. ఇప్పుడు నా ఫస్ట్ వీడియో నేను చూసుకున్నాను అనుకో on YouTube. నేను చూసి నవ్వుతా లైక్ ఏంటి నేను షూట్ చేస్తా అసలు what is this? What is that? What is this అనేసి. Compared it to maybe my recent video కదా. So a lot of ups and downs people ఉన్నప్పుడు, but see, preserving the client relationship is very important, right? How can we make it the best అనేసి. Because of course ups and downs ఉంటాయి, ఎందుకంటే this is their moments, right? ఎలా వస్తే వాళ్ళకనే ఉంటది కదా. ఇప్పుడు as Sai said, ఒక ఆంటీ తీసుకొని ఒక మంచి ఫోటో వస్తే నేను వాట్సాప్ డిపిలో పెట్టుకుంటా, these kind of things, right? We have to be able to read these, right? So we have a lot of ups and downs and stuff, but breakthrough అనేది I still don't consider a breakthrough. ఏదో యూట్యూబ్ లో 1K subs వచ్చినాయి, లేకపోతే ఓ మంత్ లో 10 ఈవెంట్లు చేసిన, I don't think that's enough to say that's a breakthrough, right? We still keep learning and stuff, but I'm happy. I mean, to give you an exact answer, if you would, ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం I'm happy in a way, right? నేను చేసి almost ఒక 8 months అవుతుంది, right? అప్పుడు I was a kind of a writing solo kind of person, right? ఇదేలా అదేలా యూట్యూబ్ వీడియోలు చూసుకుంటూ రాత్రి ఇది ఎట్లా చేయాలి అది ఎట్లా చేయాలి నేర్చుకుంటుండే, learn more from people. But ఇప్పుడు ఒక టీం ఉండి, they're able to support me, right, in my projects. I'm able to support them in their projects. We all, are confident together, work hard together. I think that's the most important thing. So ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం I'm happy in a way. I hope I can continue this for as long as I possibly can. Definitely every day is a growing day.
Congrats on what you have achieved so far, man. Already 1,000, followers on YouTube. That's a good feat. Yeah.
Yeah, ఇగో వస్తుంటే అంత ట్యాగింగ్ తోనే ఉంటదిలే. Nothing too much we do. And you see, 1,000 seems like a big number, but how I look at it is how many Indians are there in the country, for example, right? Come on, ఉంటాయి కదా, few millions ఉంటారా మనలో, ఈజీగా ఉంటారు. So long way to go.
And the way you described your clients, reminded me of Son of Satyamurthy. The guy, his duty is to come and plan the event. And I think it was MS Narayana who was like, flowers se gavali.
Yeah, no, అంటే మరి అంత ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఏం అవ్వలేదులే, ఇదే కావాలి అదే కావాలని. But we've had people like, people be like, చూపియండి తీస్తున్నప్పుడు మేము చూస్తాం, కరెక్ట్గా వస్తుందా అంటే మేము తీస్తాం, పర్లేదు. We have to be very respectful, right? Very respectful. అక్కడ అల్లు అర్జున్ లో పక్కన విడేసి నేను వెళ్ళిపోతాను కారెక్కేసేస్తున్నాడు కదా. But we be very respectful. But yeah, a lot of people skills involved in this thing. You have to be very, very patient. I know people who couldn't be patient and then కొంచెం రివర్స్ కూడా అయిపోయిన ఉంటాయి. సో చాలా కామ్ గా ఉండాలి, తర్వాత మన పని మనం చూసుకుంటూ ఉండాలి అంతే.
And I know you covered this already, but అక్కడ 2 visions ఉంటాయి. నీ vision ఒకటి, వాళ్ళ vision ఒకటి. And for us as the people who are doing it, we had more idea because we already done it before. So do you always go with their word, do however they want it?
Yeah, అట్లానే ఉండదు. ఇప్పుడు కొంతమందికి I've had few people, వాళ్ళది చేస్తారు, చిన్న ఇంట్లో చేస్తారు పెళ్లి, కానీ చిరంజీవి కూతురు ఉన్న పెళ్లి రేంజ్ లో వీడియో కావాలంటారు. ఇట్లాంటి వాళ్ళు కూడా తగులుతారు. సో వాళ్ళకి చెప్తాం, see, this is how we're gonna do it. This is my vision of it, right? What is your vision of it? కొంతమందికి ఉంటది. Actually some people ఎట్లా అంటారంటే, నేను నడుస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ స్లో ర్యాంప్ చేయాలి, తర్వాత నా ఫేస్ పైకి రావాలి, తర్వాత 360 అవ్వాలి, అప్పుడు నేను ఇట్లా ఓకే అప్పుడు అనుకుంటాం, టఫ్ క్లయింట్ ని తీసుకున్నట్టున్నాం మనము చేస్తాం. కొంతమందికి ఆ విజన్ ఎక్కువ ఉండదు, రైట్? బట్ దే సీ వీడియోస్ ఆర్ దే లైక్ ఇన్ అ సర్టన్ వే అలా షూట్ చేసినప్పుడు. సో try to mix it in both, but ultimately camera పట్టుకున్న వాళ్ళే తీయాలి. We have to understand how we want to do it and all that. So it happens, sometimes it happens too. కొంతమందికి ఒక ఫోటోగ్రఫర్ పిలుస్తాడు, మా ఈవెంట్ తీయాలని, but he's a photographer, right? So obviously he knows what we're doing, he knows like this, so we have to be a little more careful in those kind of things, right? Making sure it's the best one for them. But mostly my vision, show how it is, and then have their inputs into it, right? What do you want to change? What do you want? Andike mundu elli kaluste idanta transparency untadi, so it will be better atla.
That's pretty fair. And one thing that I mean, when Sai and I started doing the podcast, right? Like, I'm not sure if Sai's parents listen to it. I can't speak on behalf of them, but my parents, they watched a few episodes, and my mom's like one of the biggest critics. She'll be like, "Arey, ఏంటి ఇలా మాట్లాడావు కొంచెం ఇంకా better గా మాట్లాడొచ్చు కదా." You know, she'll say those comments. Does your family get involved in this? Do you show your family like what you're doing, and then do they
Of
give you
course,
feedback?
yes. I show them ఒక వీడియో అప్లోడ్ అయినాక కిందికెళ్ళి ఒక వీడియో అప్లోడ్ అయిన చలో పెట్టు టీవీలో చూద్దాం అని చేస్తా. Usually, so as you're saying, Vishal, right? Your mom is your hardest, my dad is my hardest critic, right? So he'll choose, he'll be like, "ఈ clip బాలే, ఇది బాలే, ఇది ముందు ఉండాలి, ఇది తర్వాత ఉండాలి." He'll give me like at least 5 to 10 corrections in one video. When I think it's like, oh, everything is good, let's watch it. ఇంకో 5 to 10 చూపిస్తాడు. Like, no, అర్థం కాదు ఇది. See, you are thinking, like he'll tell me, right? You're thinking about it from a videographer, so that's a good angle for you. But when I'm watching it as a public person or an outside person, I'll be like, why is this before this? Why is this before that? ఇదేం యాంగిల్ అక్కడ మొహం చూపియాలి కదా అనేసి. So I've had, a few critics from my dad every time he tells me. And, I mean, sometimes we fight over it, like, no, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. In videographer, but I take all his suggestions and then I try to implement them. So family gets into it. I try to, not take too much family time away from it, right? Like, కొన్నిసార్లు అంటది ఏంటంటే ఇంత బిజీ అయిపోయావు, వీకెండ్ అయితే సాటర్డే మార్నింగ్ కి సండే ఈవినింగ్ ఈవెంట్స్ అసలు we didn't even have time to spend. But family gets into it to certain things, to help and whatever it is and stuff like that. They know it's passion. They've been very supportive of it, I think, as I mentioned. So it's good. It's good to have that. But I know I shoot for them too. I'll be like, hey, we can do this for us too, and all that stuff. But if I get married, na video nene tista, right? but no, they've been very supportive, to answer your question. So I'm really happy.
I want to backtrack a little bit for all the fans out there who are in the same field as you. We're curious about the equipment you use, and when did you know how much to invest in them?
Yes, good point. You brought that up. So first, of course, on the double leo, we're just starting this, right? So I bought like a small camera, small this, small things, and all that, and try to practice for 2 times, and then I went to see other photographers, other videographers. The equipment they used was a little more ramped up than mine. I was like, man, inko 1,000 bettala nenu ani anukuntunde, right? But the fine quality between what you get there will cover that $1,000, right? That's the main thing, right? So video ante Sony ante video. That's my number one belief. I don't look at anything else. Of course, there may be people watching who are like, no, Canon's better, or oh, Nikon's better. All cameras are really good. I'm more of a Sony biased person, but my Sony equipment, I knew I'd have to invest a good few thousand into it in the beginning, at least, right? And I knew that I didn't want to buy all my equipment at once, maybe a little by little, and then grow. What's the point, right? We shouldn't take that kind of risk, right? So buy a little by little, and then use that, see where you can go, practice on that heavily, and then see where you can go. So most of my gear, all my gear, if anything, is all Sony. Have a gimbal, have 2 gimbals actually, and a bunch of different lenses, different millimeters for those who know what those things are, and batteries and all that stuff. Okay, పెద్ద ఉందిలే suitcase ఉంది, ఎక్కడ పోయినా suitcase వస్తుంది నాతోటి. ఆ జ్యూసెస్ అందరూ, a lot of stuff in there అంటారు, it's a good amount of expensive equipment, so I try to be very careful with it wherever I go. But I keep buying, keep changing your equipment. Times change, right? Inko 5 years అయినా game equipment వస్తుంది, nobody knows, right? But this stuff may become obsolete to things. But had to invest quite a lot, and it definitely, obviously, working 9 to 5s, right? And we all work, we have that money, right? We've saved up and stuff. So, but I made it a goal, be like, sare, I'm earning money, you could just spend it. I saved a few months before, put a little bit to the side, and make sure that money is not going to come back. I'm investing it, coming back as in it's a risk I'm willing to take, right? If everything works out, it works out. If everything doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Our mindset though, I went into it, but luckily with everybody, it helped and all that, it went well.
That's pretty cool. Did you have like a mentor, or did you like actually kind of look up to someone or like a group when you're learning all this?
Yeah. So I've had a few different people help me, few big time wedding videographers, photographers help me. Luckily, I've had close connections with them before I even started. So they used to always guide me and help me and, tell me that, hey, this is what you want to buy. This is what you want to get. This is how you want to do it. And that definitely helped. I don't think I would have been able to do it without them. So I want to thank them, for, helping me get to this stage. And, at the same time, I want to be able to take what they've taught me and teach it on to people who are interested in this industry. So, for those, I mean, watching out there, if you're really interested in this kind of stuff, it's big. It's always going to be big. It's going to get bigger. So, it's definitely an amazing thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Reason why I asked that question is because there are certain things out there where, you could just jump into the ocean and then like you kind of just get your hands dirty and just learn. And then there's certain things where, hey, maybe you should take a step back, kind of learn the process, learn how like videography works and like all of how the equipment works, and then have someone teach you all of this and then move forward.
Yeah, I mean, anything to a passion level, you should have that confidence, that daring to jump in, right, and do it immediately. That's very important. But I think taking a step back, seeing what you did, right, looking at it from a third person's perspective, right. What I used to do is take my videos and stuff and show it to a random person, right, who doesn't know anything about it. It's like, was this good? Was this bad? What can I learn, right? Adanta is very important because anybody can do anything, right? ఇప్పుడు నేను వెళ్ళి వీడియో తీయమంటే ఇట్లా పట్టుకొని కూడా 2-3 గంటలు నిలబడి వీడియో తీస్తా, right? But that's a video too, technically, right? But inko vela diyadam, oka vela diyadam, and that's the difference between the really good ones and the not so good ones, right? And that's what's going to get you clients, right? Everybody wants to see a different one. Ipudu 5 years kritamu, if you guys, I don't know if you guys watched your parents' weddings or anything like that, but etla untadi flowers nunchi mahal bayataku raavadamu, lekapothe ivi some random animations, right? God knows what animations would come up and stuff. And you're seeing those. And then now, at least in the last 5 years, it's more cinematic trends, right? Every couple wants to feel like they're, hero and the heroine of some movie or something, right? So a cinematic video theater, a music ad cheyadam, moments capture cheyadam. It's all an art, right? So if somebody wants to still go and, have people's faces pop out of flowers, they can do that too. No one's saying that you can't, but you got to trend to catch up avali, you know what I mean? So for that, as Vishal, as you said, you have to come back, take a step back, see what it is. Mana IT field lone ante kada, ival vaadna tool rep vaadaru kada, andike ival vaadna video rep joodaru annattu, you have to catch up, you have to, what people want, and then go from there.
I love the IT reference, man. I love it.
I mean, if you're not changing, then you're not learning, right? That's all it is. It applies to almost anything and everything. So
my last question would be, what kept you going till 8 months? What has been that one thing that made you last this long?
I mean, I don't want to say the money is it, because I'm not a money kind of person, but again, right, seeing people loving the work and people complimenting, people supporting, encouraging, being good critics and helping me learn is definitely seeing, right? So if I look back on my first one and now seeing the improvement, I always get excited to see, oh, what can I do in the next 2 years? I mean, what will I be then, right? And so that's definitely, been helping and all that. And of course, most of these side hustles, I think a lot of people's side hustles who are probably watching are all COVID side hustles, right? Probably started during the quarantine time because, people had nothing to do. So they're like, let's try this. Let's try this. This is not because of quarantine, I won't say, but of course it started in that time. So I'll probably be labeled like that too. But pretty true to COVID good almost, right? So 8 months ainanka, what next and all that. So the support, the encouragement, all that definitely helped, and I hope to do it as long as I can. Maybe not in 20 years when I have a family or something and still running around with a camera. I don't know if that's probably a good idea, but I want to do it as long as I possibly can. And then, maybe, if I can, teach, get a team of my own, right? 4 or 5 people, train them, like, people that are probably my age now that, I'll be then, and then we can grow the brand even more and stuff like that.
Awesome, man. And thank you for so much for coming on, talking about this. I know it's a whole business mentality, but you came on to share a lot of the processes and workflows that you go through, and we wish you the very best. And it does take a lot of homework, research, upgrading, inventing, risking, and a lot of improvements and a lot of hours. And once the client works out, right? A family tree lo anta వాళ్ళ కొడుకులు వాళ్ళు బిడ్డలు అందరూ నీ phone number ఉంటది. So it's just ever ending thing with
no, it people event kochina valle adugutaru, so you have your number and all that stuff. See, some people call back, some people don't, but yeah, no, definitely, you're right, absolutely. And wish you guys the best too. This channel, it's growing each day, and hope you guys can interview famous people one day too, and maybe your channel will definitely make some of us famous too, if you guys become to that level. As I said, no, I'm not joking. So thank you guys for having me, Sai and Vishal. You guys had very busy time putting this together too. It's not an easy project, writing all these questions down, interviewing people, finding people to interview, right? Getting this content together. I know from my perspective, it's not easy. And, we're all those 9-to-5 workers that are trying to do this on our side, with the little 8 hours we have in our day or whatever it is, right? So seeing this happen, I think is a true passion for both of you. So I definitely wish you the best of luck too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyatham. It's really nice for you to come on and talk about it, because I don't think we actually talked to anyone who's in the videography area. I think you put it into a different perspective. So I'll definitely reach out to you, because I am interested in this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I just haven't really taken that step forward, right? So I'll reach out to you. For all the listeners, thank you for always supporting us, and we hope to be back with another great podcast. So thank you all.